What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want? God damn it. What do you want?
I have to go.
What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want? God damn it. What do you want?
I have to go.
Hello, as you can see, I don't think I remember 1999 as this show usually shows us. So I don't know how many of you actually know this TV show, but this TV show was on TV when I was like, you know, between 5 and 10 years old. I was really young, and my mother was obsessed by this TV show because, of course, she was obsessed with sci-fi in general, and of course I also was obsessed with sci-fi. But it's so funny how this show is supposed to be set on 1999. This obviously is a show from the 60s and the 70s, so it has everything is wrong. They actually have a moon landing base and everything. But anyway, hope you are all having a nice day. Today is boiling hot in London. It's literally 30 degrees here, which is horrible. Like, I'm just almost melting inside my my office. But hey, what else is new? I'm always melting here. But apparently it's going to be over tomorrow. Apparently tomorrow it's going to kind of like become normal again. So I do apologize if you guys were all waiting to have summer here in Britain, but that's not going to happen. Anyway, thank you so much for being here today. Today is Monday, as you all know. You know what this means. Monday means that we are going to basically have a stream where I play some games, and we have like some Q&A. We also talk about the showreels, if anyone wants to share their showreels, of course. So feel free to share the showreel if you guys want. I'm happy to discuss it. So that's what today is all about. It's question time, basically Q&A while I finish Silent Hill. I'm almost done. And then basically after that, if you guys want to share any showreels, just put it on the chat and I can make sure we view the showreel. So, but hello everyone, and I just would like to also thank everyone for being on my stream for the anniversary. It was fantastic. I had so much fun on the anniversary stream, so I can't thank you enough for all of you that were there. We had an amazing, it was almost 6 hours that we were live. And I'm so happy with this. I actually made a little video. I'm gonna just show you a little video that I made to celebrate this thing. I was so happy that today I've actually published this on Twitter. So let me just show you that real quick. So I made a little video on the Yugosdesk Twitter here, and I'm gonna just show you the video here. It's just a little video of I'll show you. I'll put it in the full screen, and then we can have a look at it. So this is the 4th anniversary of Yugosdesk. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here, guys. You guys are amazing. I'm going to just blow the candles now. There we go. Yes. Yes. Now I'm going to get drunk. I won't get any workshop done. Okay, so guys, thank you so much for being part of Yugosdesk. I couldn't have done the channel without you. Thank you so much for being here. Cheers. Cool. So thank you so much for being here on Saturday. It was amazing. I have some people here on the chat complaining the sound is really low. Is that true? Like, does anyone else have this problem that the sound is very low? Because I can see it all good here. Let me know, please, if the sound is too low. But yeah, thank you so much for the amazing Saturday. It was great. For you too, okay, so it's okay. I mean, I can see the sound here on my levels. It looks fine, so, and I can hear it fine. Maybe then pump up the volume, you know. Maybe pump up the volume. Anyway, you guys know how this goes. Like, I am going to start off by basically telling, basically showing my supporters for the last few days. You guys already know that that's how this stream works. So I'm going to start by thanking Pesto Man 83 for the subscription in Prime. Thank you so much for that, Pesto Man. So Pesto Man 83 became a follower 12 minutes ago, and he became a subscriber on Prime 1 minute after that. Thank you so much for that. Much appreciated for the support. I also have Play Update for the follow. Also have Piyush Prajapat for the follow as well. Thank you so much for these new followers, and thank you so much for the subscription as well. I can see on the chat already a lot of really friends here on the chat. Hi Lee, Lee is saying, sorry I missed your 4th anniversary. Don't worry, Lee. Like, you are a subscriber, you can always watch it later. Don't worry. Like, it is on replay for all the subscribers. So every person that is a subscriber can just watch the replay as well. But thank you so much for that, Lee. Thank you so much, and thank you so much to everyone here on the chat. Thank you so much. Welcome, Log to Linny. Thank you so much for being here as well. Cool. So let me just I already thank the people that are new subscribers. Let's just jump into the game. So don't forget, today it's all about Q&A while we do some gameplay. So if you guys have any questions, these questions could be of any kind except romantic questions. It has to be questions about visual effects. Has to be, you could probably ask anything about my career, or you can ask me how I got into the visual effects, or if you want, you can ask me how to get into VFX. You can ask me advice both for your showreel, you can ask me advice for your CV, advice for your website, advice for your career in general, if you want. Also, if you want, you can share your showreel, and we can go through the showreel live on Twitch, and I can give you my direct feedback. As you probably all know, I used to be the head of Nuke at the mill, so I used to interview people all the time, and I used to review showreels all the time. I have a lot of practice on reviewing showreels. So if you guys want to do that, feel free. So I'm gonna, but while we're waiting for any questions to come in, let's jump into Silent Hill. So last week I'm really hoping we're gonna finish the game, by the way, because I do think we're gonna finish the game. Because there's not a lot going on here. So I just booted up the game, and one thing I did that you guys have missed is this thing here. So these posters here, these paintings, basically what I had to do was I had to use the photography camera to visualize these drawings. And once I visualized both of them, so I go in here onto the other side here, once I visualize both of them, I can then open these two doors. Basically, the way I open the doors is I draw those drawings, and then inside these doors I got, like, finally the key for the bird cage. So now that means I have to return back to floor 1. So I'm gonna go to floor 1 and see if I can open that bloody bloody thing. So let's see here. So I'm gonna just you guys let me know if you guys hear well. I'm gonna go back to floor 1. We're gonna see if we can open up the bird cage finally. See here. So the bird cage was, I can't really remember where the bird cage was, so I think I have to look at the map here. I really want to finish the game, so I'm not gonna fool around anymore. I'm just gonna, like, basically go through everything real quick and see if I can get it done as fast as possible, because we all have other things to do. So I'm gonna just see. I think the bird cage was here. I think so. No, if it's not on this one, it's on the next one. Okay, so let's just get to the next one. Let's see here. Cool. Yeah, the bird cage is here. So let me see if I can find the bird cage. You guys have quite a few questions already. I can see that. Don't worry. I'll get into them. I'll get into all the questions, okay? So let's see here. So I have the bird cage. We're going to open this thing finally. Here's the bird cage. What is inside, though? Okay, another key. That's great. So you basically just get keys after keys after keys. Okay. That's fine. Let me know if the sound is too high. Like, I don't think the sound of the game is too high, but you never know. So this key would be to open what? I can't remember anymore. So this key here. Oh, thank you so much, Russell Richardson, for the subscription on YouTube. Thank you so much for that. The key is, let's see here. What is the name of the key, by the way? So I need to, like, I need to see if there's any hidden message in this key. So that's the Falag key. Okay, Falag key. Okay. So then, and I can't. Can I look? What do I? Okay, there's nothing here. Okay. Fine. So the Falag key would be just the door next to it. So this door, that's the elevator, and then there was a door next to this thing. I think it's this one. Yes, exactly. So, let's see here. So we start having a few questions here. So I have New York 167 saying, is there a good way to start networking? I've been in software for the last 10 years and I want to move into visual effects, but I'm finding it's hard to meet anyone living in the Midwest USA that I could learn from or work with. Any good online forums I could check into or meetups I could travel to the US. So here's my advice to you, New York 167. First thing you really want to do is to go to events of visual effects. So if you're in the United States, you really want to go to SIGGRAPH. SIGGRAPH is the most custom, like it's the biggest event in visual effects in the year, on the calendar. And on SIGGRAPH, you can network with a lot of people in visual effects, companies, you can recruit to companies. So SIGGRAPH would be my first thing for you to kind of go. I'm actually going to share my screen and I can show you what I mean. So if you just Google SIGGRAPH, it will open up. Unfortunately, it just happened, so you just missed it. So the first one I would say, it's between the 28th of July and to the 1st of August, so you just missed it. So SIGGRAPH is the biggest event in the world of visual effects, so you should definitely come and visit. And with this, basically what you could do is you could network. There's events, there's conferences, there's a lot of parties as well. There's a lot of keynotes as well about really big films. So SIGGRAPH is the biggest thing. Now, if you can't be at SIGGRAPH, also you should know that ACM, they also have events throughout the whole year. So they don't have just SIGGRAPH. Throughout the whole year, they would have had events as well. So you should really check out their calendar and see what you can find. Now, other places you can do networking. If you ever want to go to Germany, FMX is the biggest place in Europe for networking. On FMX, you can meet recruiters, you can meet and watch keynotes, you have parties, you can meet other fellow visual effects artists, and definitely you can do a lot of networking. Now, you should also know that I always go to FMX every year. And so every year I'm always presenting at FMX. I always do keynotes at FMX. In fact, this year I did 3 keynotes at FMX. So you can also meet me as well if you go to FMX. So FMX would be a good place for maybe to start. Then other events that you can also probably try. You also have, let's see here, where is it? Let me just go to Google here. It's called, now I just realized I just forgot that name. IBC is also big, but that's in Europe as well. But it doesn't have a lot of visual effects. But it wasn't IBC that I wanted to. It's not SIGGRAPH. It's another thing. I'm going to go to the website of the Foundry because they have it here. I just forgot the name. It's just a bit stupid. Sorry about that. But actually, the Foundry is a good place for you to have a look at events that they do. Because if I go in here and we go to, let's see here, community maybe? They used to have an event thing. Maybe I'll just do search and just do events. Maybe it will happen. I really remember them having an event area. Support, learn, insight, students, about us. Oh yeah, here we go, events. Yeah, so SIGGRAPH, FMX, like I said. NAB, yeah, exactly. Sorry, man. I'm so sorry. This is in Las Vegas. So this is another place where you can do a lot of networking. You can meet a lot of people. This is in April. So next time it will be April. It was just like a few months ago. NAB is a trade show, and you can also see presentations. You can also network on the parties. It's in Las Vegas. You can also watch a lot of keynotes. You know, it's a wonderful place to go. So maybe start with these 3. These are really the biggest places. But then places like the Foundry have other things, you know. So, for example, here you can see that they have SIGGRAPH, FMX, NAB. They also have other events that happen during the year, you know. You should always go to their, for example, they are going to be at Mundo Digitals. They also had in St. Petersburg, they had a CG event. They also went to VRLA. So there's a lot of places that you can find on these websites to go to these kind of events. So I would tell you that would be my biggest advice for that, you know. Hope that helped you. Let me know. Now, So, other questions here. Before I jump into the next question, let me just go through this door. I don't wanna neglect Silent Hill, so I'll go into your questions one by one. Don't worry, do not worry. We will go through all the questions, okay? Don't worry about it. Okay, so there's someone to go here. Oh Jesus, what the hell is that? I can't really kill that. I think. Can I kill it? It's some kind of dark thing. Okay, so. This is locked. The word Betor is on it. Okay, so I'm having a vibe of auspice here. Okay, so this is a kitchen. Okay, let's just see what we have on the kitchen here. This is the fridge. Okay, the chain is missing on the link. Okay, so I guess I need to get a chain. Oh, wait a minute. There's a dagger. Take it. Yeah, sure. I'll take the dagger. Why not? What does the dagger do, though? Let's see here. No, I can't do anything with the dagger. Okay, fine. What? Uh-oh. Something on the fridge? Whoa! What the hell? Oh, man, don't tell me I'm gonna die. Oh, shit. What, I died? Really? I didn't even have the chance to defend myself. Oh, man. What's the point? I couldn't even... I hope I don't have to go back a lot. If I do, I'm gonna really be upset. And then I have to do a lot of things again. Oh my god. I'm really, really back now. Oh my god. I can't... I can't do this all again. Oh my god. Jeez, I hate this game. I hate this game. I hate this game so much. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. I hate this game so much, man. Sometimes I really, really hate this game. Ugh. I just did so much, man. This is like going like an hour back into my gameplay. Oh my god. This is just... Ugh. Why is this game so obtuse, man? I just cannot understand. Well, oh well. I don't even understand what the hell happened. Like, I couldn't really kill that thing. That thing just showed up, took me, and killed me. There was nothing I could have done. I don't know which game I'm gonna play next. I really don't know. I need to kind of start thinking about that. Oh my god. This is just like... ugh. I guess I have to, like... go all the way up again and see if I can work this out. Okay, so so at least I remember how to do this. I need to switch off the light, and then I need to use the camera. Let's see here. Yeah, the camera's here. Use it, and then I can get those drawings. That's good. Now another question here. One question from Amir O.C. Bayat. I appreciate reviewing this shot. Okay, so you have a shot, and also I have... Okay, we have 3 show reels here. Damn, Jesus, you guys are taking advantage of me now. We can't have so many show reels, otherwise we won't do anything except watch show reels. But, so maybe if you guys give me like maybe 10 minutes, I'll go and start the first show reel. So we already have 3 show reels. So I would just say then to everyone in the chat... I don't think we should do any more show reels today. We already have 3, okay? Reviewing 3 show reels is going to take a while. So, and I don't want this stream to only be show reel reviews. So let's lock the show reels. 3 people already applied to view. We usually only look at 1 show reel. So I just want to make sure everyone understands that I don't want to be here forever reviewing show reels. So. Because otherwise it won't be good for the rest of the people, because also we have other people with questions and other things as well. So I hope you guys don't mind. We're only going to review these 3, but thank you so much for sending them, and I hope you guys are very happy for me to share them online. At least I remember how this works. I don't have to like... Okay, this door is open, so I can go into it. So the 3 show reels, I'll review them in a few minutes. Then I'm going to advance to the next questions here. So Prime AMXP asks how we can handle Alexa footage, I mean color space. Well, that is a really broad question, man. What do you exactly mean with that? Like, it is really, really, really a broad question. I mean, it's a bit difficult for me to answer. You basically have to... The way you handle Alexa footage is that you have to either be using... you know, either you have to be using... sorry, let me just make sure I take a photo of this. You either have to be using ACES, and if you're using ACES, then you can import the Alexa footage with the exact specifications of how it was shot. So using ACES inside of Nuke would really fix that. If you don't have ACES, then you will have to go to the Alexa website, export the Alexa LUT, and then once you do that, you can import it into Nuke and then use that LUT to help you with it. So that's kind of how it works. So basically, I would highly recommend you to use... I'm just going to show you here. I would highly recommend you to use... shit, I'm just like lost now. It was because I died, man. I'm just so upset with this. So footage, Alexa LUT to Nuke. So if you have ACES, you don't. If you have ACES, you don't have to do this, okay? But if you don't have ACES, then you will have to go to the Alexa website. So let's just. I need to go to the Alexa. Where's the Alexa website? Okay, here you go. So ARRI LUT generator. So basically, they have a LUT generator for Nuke, and it's here somewhere. Can't really remember exactly which page it was, but let's see here. Let's just go in here to Learn and Help, and then I think they have Tools and Apps. I think it was Tools and Apps. It's been a long time since I've done this, so... and then they have... Okay. Calculators, LUT generator. Okay, that's what we want. LUT generator. For some reason, my thing is on... Let me just change this real quick here. Oh, yeah, no, that's correct. And then I guess we need to do... Okay, so then as you can see here, we have log wide gamut. And then you need to decide if you want to keep it gamut or video. And then you have the type of silenced, either HDR or SDR. In this case, normally people work inside of Nuke at Rexon 09709. But I remember there was a... Where is it? There was a Nuke LUT generator, and I can't find it now. Oh, here we go. So, sorry. No, yeah, that's right. So basically, you need to select how it was shot, in what kind of format. So it either would have been cinelinear or log C. It usually is log C. Then you have to decide if you want to keep it linear, if you want it in video. Then you have to decide what color science the camera was using. In this case, it probably was Rexon 09. I'm not sure, of course. Depends on how you shot it. And then basically you select the application. In this case, we would select Nuke, Foundry Nuke. And then you basically can generate the LUT. And then it will download a LUT. Basically, you'll get this file here. So this is now a LUT, which is called ARRI log to video 709 Nuke 3D. So this would be a file that you can then use for that. Now, MXP, I can't show you ACES right now, no, because we are... Today is not a Nuke workshop, okay? I've told this to everyone already. Like on Mondays, we play games and we have a Q&A and we talk about showreels. On Thursdays, we have workshops. So I don't have Nuke open at the moment. I don't even have the computer where Nuke is open. So unfortunately, I can't really open Nuke to show you that. Hope you don't get mad about that. But that's kind of how we operate on the streams, okay? So I can't really show you that right now. ACES, there's a lot of documentation of ACES everywhere. You can find it on Wikipedia. You can probably find it. You can also find it on Google as well. You can also find it on ACES Central as well. So there's a lot of documentation out there of how to set up ACES in Nuke. So maybe start with that. And then once you're done with that, then maybe you can come back on Thursday and we can maybe talk a bit about ACES. I do have a couple of videos on my website about that already, so maybe you can also have a look at that, okay? Now, I really don't want to do all of this again, so I want to kind of see if I can locate Yeah, I'm gonna go to the second floor because I need to get one thing from the second floor. And then I should probably save the game. That's probably a good idea. No problem, XP, no problem. So, other questions here. Let's see. CTPOH says, did you hear anything about Nuke 12? Yes, I have heard about Nuke 12. Unfortunately, I can't talk about Nuke 12, okay? I just want to make sure you guys know that I can't really talk about Nuke 12 because Nuke 12 is a closed beta, okay? Because it's a closed beta, I can't really talk about it. It's something that is secret. I have an NDA with the Foundry. Everyone that is beta testing Nuke cannot talk about it on social media. So, unfortunately, you have to kind of wait until we, I'm ultimately gonna make a video about it. You know, it will be done. I will definitely do that. But for the moment, I can't really share any thoughts because otherwise I'll break my NDA. So sorry about that. But if you have a license of Nuke, you can download the beta. Like, it is possible for you to do that. So maybe try to do that. Then you can probably try it yourself, you know. So I'm going to use the screwdriver to open up this panel. And then under this panel, I should have a key of some kind. There we go. Okay, so there's a key. Electricity is flowing through the key. Oh, that's great. So, I will shocked if I try to grab it. Can I use the pliers or something to take it out? Let's see here. Because I had some pliers. Oh, I don't have them anymore. Where are they? Huh, okay. I guess I've used... Yeah, no, I've used them already. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so that's done. What else did I miss? Because I lost a lot of ground. I should now go back to the birdcage. So for me to go back to the birdcage, and then I should save the game, man. I need to... Cannot forget these things. I'm so used to the modern games that I forget all the... I forget all the time to save games. And, like, that's normal because people don't... Usually when you play a modern game, you don't have to play... You don't have to save games. So... it's so uncommon for us to save games, so it's like I just don't get used to it. Oh yeah, it's not this elevator. Sorry, went to the wrong elevator. That's not this one. It's actually the one on the back here. I think it was this one. Is it here? Yes, it is. Yeah, cool. So I'm gonna go to the second. No, we need to go to the first floor now. So other questions here. Let's see. Let's see. Sorry guys, so I have to go to the second floor. No, first floor, not second floor. What am I doing? I'm already on the second floor. Oh, yeah, I was already on the second floor. Sorry guys. So I need to go to the first floor to open the birdcage and then save the game. And then we will pretty much be where we were. Another question I have here, this time from Voldroom 92. What game are you going to play next? Okay, so that's a good question. I'm actually not planning to play any game specifically. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start playing randomly games, the ones that I like. I think it's better than me being completely locked on a specific game, you know? I just have a feeling that we've spent so much time playing these games. You know, I've been playing this for 10 times now on Twitch. And I think it would be nicer for me to just jump from game to game. Then I can play a bunch of games, and I can show you some games that I like, and I can play little bits and bobs. So maybe let's do that a few sessions like that. You know, a few sessions where I just play a bunch of games, and then you know we can then finally, of course, move on and have a real game to play as well, and do like we did with Silent Hill, and maybe we could do it with Resident Evil or something like that. But I'll ultimately do a vote. Don't worry, I always do a vote. You guys know how I go. I always do a vote. Yeah, that's right. Aces Central does have a lot of information there. It has a lot of information. So, I want the birdcage key, and what can I do now? I have now the key of Falag. But before I go to Falag, I need to save, because I have no idea what happened there. I basically was killed immediately. And by that thing, and I don't want that to happen again. So I'm not gonna go there yet. I'm gonna save my game first. I can't remember where the save was, but oh yeah, here you go. Perfect. Why didn't I save before I went to that creature. I am so stupid sometimes. So now, because you see, guys, I've been playing this game for 16 hours now. Normally, this game takes 8 hours to finish, you know. So, and I really don't... I think the next games, I should just play a couple of random games. And then, you know, maybe after that, we can go back to a full game. But I think for the moment, I'll do that. You guys have a lot of questions today. Jesus. You guys have a lot to talk about, don't you? Okay, so let's just go through this thing here and see if I don't die anymore. So, I'm not really sure why it killed me. Okay, so see if I can... Okay, see if I can not die this time. I think it was in here that I went. See, here's the weird thing. Like, I didn't even have the time to kill it. I couldn't even do anything. I just basically went here. So maybe I don't do this yet. Let me just not do it yet. I think I'm basically going to go somewhere first. Because I don't want to die right away. Now that I've died once, I don't want to die right away and then have to do all of this again. Oh, this is a cutscene. Okay. What was that? Okay. Okay, so this is... Floors and walls are covered with graffiti. Okay, and what is that on the wall there? Can I get it? Okay, there's an ANKH. I have no idea what the hell that is. Maybe I should have a look. What is that? Okay, I can't use it. Okay, fine. Anything else here? No, nothing else. This game is so creepy, man. Okay, well, let's go to the next door. Ah, good. Some bullets. So, okay, but I can see the bullets there, so why can't I... Okay, I can grab them there. Okay, cool. Handgun bullets. Anything else I can grab here? Nothing else here. There's a door. There's a bunch of stuff that nothing here. Okay, so... Oh, yeah, there's a something there as well. Okay, cool. A health drink. And down the door. There's another door. This was not the door I went through, though. So, am I going... Okay, so there's a TV here. A VCR. Do I have... I used to have a VHS tape, didn't I? Yeah. Can I use it? Ah, cool. I can watch a film. Hope the film is nice.
What is it? Still has an unusually high fever. Eyes don't open. Getting a pulse, but just barely breathing. Her skin is all charred. Even when I change the bandages, the blood and pus just start oozing through. Why? What is keeping that child alive? I can't stand it any longer. I won't tell a soul. Promise. So please.
Okay, well, I have no idea what that was. So, next question. Kaiser7. Hi, Kaiser7. Welcome to the stream. I have a question. How do you remove a wire in front of a person? Well, with a lot of patience. Basically, the way it works is if you have a wire and what you tend to do, I've done a lot of those things, you try to go to the frame before, the frame after, and try to find what's behind that wire. Okay, that means that you try to rebuild what was missing, and then you start patching from the frame before and the frame after anything that was missing. So basically the wire is occluding the person, and then sometimes maybe the person moves or the wire moves, and then that will reveal what was behind that wire on that place. That would be my first attempt. Okay, if that fails, if you can't do that, because imagine the wire is static and the face is static, then unfortunately the only way is to use a paint brush and start rebuilding the face that is missing by using paint. And that's a lot more difficult, of course. It will be a lot more tricky. But unfortunately, it's really the only way if you can't find patches to save, you know. So that would be my advice to you. Okay? Hope that helped. I hope that helped. Okay. Oh, good. I can save here as well. There's a bed. Can I sleep? A bed. Okay, it's a bunch of drawings. Okay. Not too useful here. Is this a door? It's locked. Of course, it would be locked. Oh, this is the sword that I got. So I basically have to put the sword. Oh, wait a minute. I have a bunch of stuff there as well. Oh yeah, it's all the symbols. Okay, so I'm gonna start putting the symbols here. So I have. I'm guessing that symbol there. I can put it in. Cool. And then I can go and get the other ones as well. That one. Cool. And then I can get that one there as well. Okay, so now I'm missing. No, not missing the sword. I think I can still put the ring again as well. No, the ring doesn't work. Okay, anything else that I have here? Nothing else. So I'm still missing the sword and something else. Okay, so let's just have a look and see what else can I get here. There's a drawing there. There's like a dress, girl's clothing. Okay. And I have a safe spot at least. And anything else interesting here? Anything else on the shelves? Nothing unusual. Okay, fine. And then I can save here. So I'm just gonna save. While I save, I'm gonna basically just go through another question. So. Let's see here. I hope that helped your question, Kaiser7, about the wire. So maybe see if you can do that. Okay, so I have a question here from Patreon. Of course, this is an anonymous question. Should I read it, Loctolini? That's what I'm not really understanding. If I should read it, or if I should wait for later on. Should I read it now, but just don't say the name? Let me know, Loctolini. So maybe you can let me know if that's a question that I should read. In the meantime, I'm gonna move on to the next question. Acam XP, what is the best gizmo for green screen? I remember you showed a gizmo on Wikipedia, but I can't find it. I don't think I ever showed a gizmo for keying. On keying, I don't really use gizmos. I use the IBK mostly, and I use Key Light and Primat. Not sure what gizmo you're referring to. I don't really believe I've ever used the gizmo for keying. But you know, I'm getting old, so maybe I forgot. Okay, so I'm gonna read that question. So that question is anonymous. The question says, let's see here. So the place I consult, I'm supposed to build a huge team of 100 to 150 artists, roughly in the next 2 to 3 months. My dilemma is that some junior artists did not perform good in tests, and if I recruit them, they will eat up time of the mid-level senior team leads. Now, someone higher up in the chain asked me to get them either way. Fresher guys do not up the mark, as they might turn out better in some other. Okay. And this is the rest of the question. Part of asset build. Oh, okay, sorry. I'm sorry. I need to read this again. It's a bit confusing, the question. So, the question says, the place I consult, I'm supposed to build a huge team of 100 to 150 artists, roughly in the next 2 to 3 months. My dilemma is some junior artists did not perform good in tests, and if I recruit them, they will eat up time of mid-level senior team leads. Now, someone higher up in the chain asked me to get them anyway. And then in the bracket says, fresher guys do not up the mark, as they might turn out better in some other part of asset building. I see it's a wasted time for company and artists if they are unable to perform after a month or so, and if they could not follow reference and test, this tells me This tells me they are lazy and didn't bother that much. Any recommendation? Well, the recommendation I would give you, basically, is that if you are... well, actually, I'm going to just jump in here to the stream here, because we're going to do a break anyway. So the recommendation I would give you, and I've been on this kind of situation many times, it's always dangerous to hire juniors and people that don't really know what they're doing. But maybe perhaps if you have such a big team, why don't you consider hiring a teacher? You know, because that's something that companies do this all the time. A lot of companies, you know, the Mill and Framestore and MPC, DNEG, they have they basically have academies inside the company, and they basically teach the juniors. And there's classrooms. You know, they have classrooms. They have teachers indoors. So you could hire a teacher. You could hire like a professional teacher. You know, there's a bunch of teachers like myself in visual effects in the industry, people that do production and also teach. So maybe hire someone to teach them so that you don't waste time on the leads. Because then if you hire a teacher, this person can just be teaching the whole time. And this person is not in production. And then he can teach like 20, 30 people in a row. And then your leads can actually just tell the teacher what they want. So it's a lot smaller, you know, like it's a lot smaller that way, I think. So maybe that would be my advice. If you don't have the budget to hire a teacher, then maybe consider getting an online course. Maybe consider signing them up to a course. Maybe you can consider my course from Hugo's Desk, or you can consider an FX PhD course. Maybe give them equipment and material to learn. But that would be my advice to you. I hope that helped the question. Really hope that that helped the question. So. Anyway, let's do a break, and then once we're back, I'm gonna read the rest of the questions. So you guys hold off there, don't go anywhere. I'm gonna read the rest of the questions in the meantime. So I'll be back in maybe 3 to 4 minutes. Don't forget to stretch your legs. Don't forget to like drink some water, and especially to rest your eyes for a few minutes. Okay? I hope to see you very soon. I'll be right back. I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, I'm back. I hope you guys have stretched your legs. I hope you guys drink some water. So let's go back to a few questions here as well. You guys have a lot of questions today. We don't have a lot of people online today, which is not a surprise. You know, like today is summer. It's like 30 degrees outside. It's sunny. You know, like people don't really want to be indoors. So and we just had like a massive stream, a 5-hour stream, 6-hour stream on Saturday. So I'm not really sure people really want to have more streams. So, but you know, I'm very happy that you guys are here. Very, very happy. And do not forget that if any of you wants to support my channel, you should subscribe to Twitch. So basically, the way you can support my channel and basically allow me to continue to do these streams for free is to be a subscriber on Twitch. Being a subscriber gives you a lot of perks. You can have some exclusive emotes. You can also have the opportunity to watch all my replays, all my old streams again, you know, so you can basically rewatch them if you need to. And of course, it helps the channel a lot. And also don't forget that if you have Amazon Prime, you know, I keep saying this, like anyone that has Amazon Prime can subscribe to my channel on Twitch for free. And it won't cost you anything. If you already have Amazon Prime, you can just basically link your Amazon Prime account into the Twitch account. Because I don't know if you guys know, but Twitch is owned by Amazon. I don't think a lot of people know that. So if you guys do that, then of course you would be helping my channel immensely. So maybe consider doing that. Anyway, a couple of questions here while I open up Silent Hill. More questions here. Let's see. So, AkamXP asked about the gizmo for green screen. Not really sure what you meant because I don't really have any gizmos for green screen. Domenico asked, did you know Jade Cocoon? I don't know what Jade Cocoon is. What is Jade Cocoon? Maybe you can tell me what that is. I have no idea. But I can Google it. Hey, I know how to Google, so maybe I can just Google and then I can just find out. I hope it's nothing dirty because I'm going to Google it. But I'm not going to put it on the stream just yet. I'm just going to Google it without you guys seeing. Is this a game? Oh, it's a game. Okay. I've never heard of this game. Is this game good? Never heard of this game. Jade Cocoon for the PlayStation 1. Never heard of it. That's weird. I usually know all games. It looks really cool as well. Cool. So it's an RPG, I guess. Yeah, so maybe I have a look. I need to definitely have a look at this. You're recommending me why? Is it a good game? Oh yeah, it has like 88.1. Well, that's pretty good. So, cool. Well, thank you so much for the recommendation. Thank you so much. Another question here. Let's see here. New York 167 says, I guess another question I have is how marketable are software engineer skills on VFX? So, software engineers are very marketable if you are someone that knows programming. So, for example, if you know how to use C++, or if you know Python, or if you know any other programming language, it could be extremely useful for a visual effects company, because a visual effects company needs to create a pipeline. Okay, so software engineers are incredibly valuable for visual effects because they can create a pipeline. They can create basically the folder structures. They can create all these really advanced tools that the normal softwares don't do. So I have a lot of friends of mine that do know programming, and they have a very stable work, you know. So it is an incredibly useful skill to have in visual effects for sure. So maybe try to. I don't know if you already are one, but if you are, you should definitely invest on that. Okay, so the ring has closed the door. So I'm assuming now that the door is closed, I'm not going to be killed by that thing. And I can get the swords. Okay. And I have the sword now. And now I can leave without being dead. Wait. What? I just closed it. Yeah, you can't leave. That's good. That's good. That's very good. Very, very good. Okay, cool. So that was the trick, really. And now I can get the... let's see here. Let's go to all the way to the last... I think it was the last door where I had the sword. I need to put the swords here on the door. So it looks to me like I'm still missing one thing, though. I'm not sure what the other object is. Okay, so... it's a lock. There's something else missing there. Did I miss something then? Because I don't have any other objects. So what other object would I have to get? I can't remember what other object I have to get there. I'm guessing I've missed something. I'm sure I've missed something. Because that's what happens, you know. What have I missed? I need to well, let's jump into another question here while I'm figuring out what I've missed. Let's see here. New York 167. I've noticed a lot of node-based editors have Python API, so I'm guessing that's a market. Yeah, there's a huge market, man. Seriously, New York 167, like people that work in software development, or it's like a mind goal. Like it's really important for the VFX company, because there's so much software that is made custom-made. You know, like I, for example, have I have a lot of tools that are built on top of Nuke. And you need to build tools on top of Nuke, on top of Houdini, top of Maya, on top of Photoshop. And also you need to build like all these links to connect everything to it. So software development inside a company is probably one of the most profitable parts of the visual effects industry. And also it's one of the most demanding, because there's so few people that can do it, that there is like a lot of lack of people to do this. So you basically... or in for a ride. You basically should really focus on getting that, you know. Now, I don't know what I've missed. I can't remember what I've missed. Just have to look more. We have to look deeper. So, this door I can't open. I don't think I can open any of the doors. All the other doors, I couldn't find anything. This door had nothing. What am I missing? Oh, I really wanted to finish the game today, and I'm just... in here I couldn't... There was nothing here? No? God damn it. It's always the same thing. There's always something missing. Oh, wait a minute. There's another door here. Oh, no, that's where I was. Okay. That was anticlimactic. God damn it. What have I missed? I've missed something, of course. You know, I don't know what it is. Damn it. I guess now I'm not really sure. Not really sure what to should do. I'm gonna go to the next question anyway. So, next question, and we should do a showreel as well. We have 3 showreels to go through. So, next question here. Let's see here. 8 Joy 8 says, Hugo, can you play HD game like God of War? Yeah, sure, I can play God of War. I've already played God of War, but I guess I could play a little bit of it. But not today, though. I'm trying to finish Silent Hill. But on Saturday I played an HD game. It was actually a 4K game. I played Forza, so Forza Horizon 4. So let's see here. Sam Row 1994. Hi Sam, welcome to the chat. If somebody is working as a CG compositor and he's not good in paint, wire removal, rig, and fixing paint patches and cleanup, so it will be difficult for him to survive in the industry. Yeah, if you are a compositor and don't know how to do any of those things, then you're not a compositor. Because CG compositing is cool and all, but if you are a compositor for real, you need to do all those things. You need to know wire removal. You need to know cleanup. You need to know paint. So all those things are absolutely necessary. There's no way you can go around them, okay? So that's really important for you to understand. Okay, cool. I'm going to move around here to the first showreel. So let's have a look at the first showreel because we had 3 to watch. So I'm just gonna go back here and go to the first on the top there. So the first showreel was from Amir. So let's open up Amir's shot here. Hope Amir is still here. Okay, so I have a download here, free download. Okay. Let's wait for a second here to see if we can get this to work. Okay, just gonna get this thing over here. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm just doing a bit of house cleaning. A little bit of house cleaning. Okay, so Amir, your thing is taking a bit of time. Okay, well, we're waiting for Amir's thing. We can maybe move on to the next one. Let's see here. Dominic has a showreel, so let's have a look at Dominic's showreel, and then we go back to Amir's showreel. So Dominic showreel, unless we are almost done. Are we almost done with Amir's showreel? Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, cool. So let's have a look here. Earth shot. Need to open it up. Oh, another Earth, a planet. Come on, guys. Are you kidding? A planet? So I hope you are still on the chat, though. So this was basically from Amir, and I guess I'm just gonna loop it here. So if I loop it here, we can probably watch it. Just see what happens there. Okay, so it's not a very big shot. So I don't know. I'm just gonna see if you are in the chat. Are you still on the chat, Amir? Just made it with a few NASA images. Okay, so Amir, are you a 3D artist or a compositor? I can't remember anymore. I think we've talked about this before, didn't we? I can't really remember anymore if you are a compositor or a CG artist. The shot looks nice. It looks interesting, but I think it's missing, some stuff. Basically, it's not very interesting at the moment. I kind of miss something, I'm kind of missing, maybe a space station or maybe a satellite, maybe see a little bit of the stars on just the top there. So it could be nice to just have a couple of spots of stars there, just coming in to the frame, and it would be really nice to have a satellite or maybe a space station or something. And I think you're a little bit too overexposed here. So this looks to me like you have way too much light on the left side. So maybe consider maybe scaling down the exposure a little bit. I think you are going a little bit off track there. But it's an interesting shot. So Amir is saying, actually trying to be an effects artist, but learning Nuke right now. So if you're trying to be an effects artist, then you also need to put some effects on this thing, because there is no effects right now. It's literally just a photo with the sphere. So I've talked about this I've talked about this before. You know, like. It's all cool for you to use space images and to make planets and things like that, but you have to consider one thing. You have to consider that using space images, you know, and using planets, it's not a very demanding task. So you're basically not really telling if you're applying to a position, if you're using this for your showreel, you're really not showcasing any really advanced talent. You know, you're not showcasing any skills, because using Earth is really not a big skill. You know, you basically just use a sphere, you put a texture and then render it and then comp it a bit. It would be nice if you want to be an FX artist, you should really look into using effects examples. You should use particles, you should use snow, you should use smoke, you should make some winds, like some water simulations, anything like that. So, but in the meantime, like Amir, what else do you want me to tell you about the shot? What was your objective with this shot? Can you tell me what you're after? What kind of feedback are you after? Can you tell me that? Please let me know in the chat if you, what kind of thing you want to look at it. Yeah. Okay. I'll wait for you to answer, and then we can come back to the shot, I guess, because you're not answering yet. So I'll wait for you to answer. In the meantime, let's move on to Domenic Showreel. So Domenic Showreel, it's the 2019 Showreel. So I'm gonna just like put it in full screen. Now, Domenic, as I usually do, I remove the sound. Okay, I hope you don't mind, because I don't really want to be claimed with sound. Okay, so I'm both YouTube and Twitch, they claim the sound, so I'm gonna just like watch this. Let's have a look at the showreel first. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Well, first of all, congratulations. Your show really is pretty cool. But let's go through it step by step. So if I could just go back here. So we can start from scratch. So first of all, one thing I would say, Domenic, first thing I would say is that I know we didn't listen to the music, but I'm going to tell you a little secret here. No one in the visual effects industry, the leads, the supervisors, no one listens to the music. The reason why we don't listen to the music is because we can't stand watching 100 show reels and then hearing all these musics, you know. So we basically switch off the music most of the time, and just like I did here. So there is no point, like, don't really worry too much about on trying to synchronize the music to the show reel. There's no point on doing that, you know. There's really no purpose on doing that. You're just gonna make a messy show reel. There's no point of you synchronizing it to the music, and in fact I would just put the song normally. The other thing I would say is that your intro is a bit confusing because I see all the shots in a row and then we start watching the shots. It's a bit confusing for you to start like this. I know you're trying to make an intro, but when you're applying to a job, and if you're sending the show reel, consider that you shouldn't do an intro to your show reel. You should jump right ahead to the shots you have made. And the reason for that is because the leads, the supervisors, and all the people that are watching your show reels, they're going to be interested on your show reel on the first 5 seconds, okay? If they don't like your show reel in the first 5 seconds, they're going to switch it off. I can guarantee you that, okay? I really think that you need to really grab their attention on the first 5 seconds. So that's the first thing. You can also send show reels without music even. You don't even need to put the music. So that's the first feedback I would give you. Now, having said that, I understand that you want to do a cool show reel, and there's nothing wrong with that. And you can definitely have a show reel, which is the show reel you have on your website, which could be this one. But when you send the show reel to apply to a job, make sure your show reel that is the one that you apply to the job, make sure that show reel doesn't have an intro and it doesn't have any synchronization with music and everything. The show reel you use for applying for a job should be a simple show reel, okay? There's no harm on having multiple show reels. In fact, you can have a show reel which is the commercial show reel, which is the one on your website. You can have a show reel which is the one you apply to the job applications. You can have a show reel with just roto. You can have a show reel just with keying. You can have a show reel just with CG. You can have a show reel with cleanup. You can always do these kind of show reels. Now, let's start off your show reel feedback. So once you go through this, you go into this shot. Now, this shot is very interesting, and you've done a good job on compositing it, but it's not the best shot you have in your show reel, right? So remember, you want to grab the attention of everyone that is watching the show reel. So you want to make sure you put your best shot at the start of the show reel. So you should really consider, okay, the best thing I have should go to the front. And I don't think this is the best thing you have. It's okay, but it's not the best thing you have in terms of compositing. Now, for example, this one is much more interesting, and you've done a nice job. Although the CG looks a bit like a game, it's not very, very photoreal, but it's a good shot. You know, it looks okay. I can give you some more feedback, but definitely that shot was more interesting. Even this shot is more interesting to put on the start because this shot is an actual compositing shot with keying and roto, you know. All these shots are more interested than the one that you started first. Let me just go through the show reel real quick again and just make sure I see which ones you should put in. So, let's see here. I think you should start with the building. So, if I was you, I would start with this shot because it's your strongest shot. Now, having said that, there's a lot of things that you still are missing on this shot. There's a lot of things that are not working very well. One of them, actually, is the actual atmospherics on the shot itself. So, you see, you did a good job with the clean plate, but then when you put the CG, let's go back into the final version here. So, this is the final version, right? So, there is just something that makes it look a bit too CG-ish. I think, for example, your atmospherics are a bit too foggy. You basically don't have any definition between this building and that building and that building. And also the buildings themselves, the CG of the buildings are basically very poor, you know. The textures are all repeated and all the buildings kind of look the same and all the windows have nothing else on the windows. So it's a bit poor in terms of CG, and that's really harming the shot, you know, because I think it lacks detail. It lacks little small things into the shot. So you should really consider that. But it's still kind of your best shot. So you definitely should use it as your best shot. Now, if we move on to the next shot here, this shot is interesting because you've done a good job with roto. You've done a good job with the key. You know, you have a good breakdown there with the roto and the key. We can kind of see that it moves a little bit, the roto there on the sofa, but it's overall it's a good looking shot in terms of roto. There's a little bit of boiling, like you can clearly see that there's like you kind of have a little boiling on the top there. The shapes don't move very well. They kind of move around a little bit. You also have it on the bottom there as well. So once you move in, this end of the sofa there is also kind of moving around a little bit. So you have a couple of problems on your masks, which are not really following the sofa. For example, on this one here, you literally have a cut. Like if I just scroll down, I can't go frame by frame in Vimeo, but if you look on the left side there, really look closely where you see you have like these little white things going on here, and then suddenly they all get cut. And that means that your shape is not really exact. So you have some problems there on your shape. So there's some work to be done here in terms of compositing and keying and masking as well. But it's a nice shot. You just have to work a bit more on the shot. You're also missing, it would be really nice if you have motion blur outside. So you see here, it's really jarring, like it doesn't really look like it has the correct motion blur on the CG, especially this one on the front. This stone here, first of all, we're focused on her, right? So normally on a camera, we would be pulling focus on them. That meant that you probably should have a little bit of defocusing on the front stone, and it should definitely have some motion blur on the front stone, okay? So that would be something I would definitely try to put in. Now, on this shot here, I think your roto and key requires a bit more work. You can clearly see that it's a bit not well cut. So if you look at the actual final image here, you see we have a lot of nice detail on the hair there. We have a lot of soft hair on the top there. And we have a lot of nice soft hair on the bottom there as well. I just realized here, I think I have the wrong color space here. No, yes, I do. Sorry guys. I just have this just looks really wrong to me. I was watching it now on my screen over there, and where is the Jesus Christ? Where's the sRGB? Okay. I just want to see it a little bit better, and I think there you go. It's a bit better. Okay, cool. So basically we have like a lot of lack of detail, and then once I go into the shot, you see you basically lost most of the detail on the top there. You basically hard cutted all this hair. We have no little details on the hair there. There's no soft mask there. You basically have to see if you can key this a bit and try to recover some of it. There's also very harsh harsh lines on the fingers and on the arms as well. So definitely this roto needs a bit of work. Now you place the CG. Now the CG, and of course I would say that you're probably missing a couple of things here. So he doesn't look very photoreal. I don't know if it's the CG's problem, but you basically have a skin tone that has no subsurface scattering. If you look at her, she has a really nice soft skin, right? And there's no softness on this skin. It just looks like a wax figure. So I think you're missing the subsurface scattering. You kind of want to bring it in and try to improve the subsurface scattering, because it's really damaging your shot. The other thing as well that is damaging your shot is that you have too much of a depth of field. This is really not realistic at all. If you look at the shot you shot for real, always use the real shots as a reference, you know. You see here, if you look at this shot, you can clearly see that we have a little bit of depth of field going on here on the sofa, and we have a little bit of depth of field going on this thing on the table, and then there's a lot of depth of field on the background there, and then you can see there's a bit of depth of field on the sofa here on the front as well. Now, if I compare this to your final result, you can see that you've exaggerated the depth of field too much. So first of all, you went completely overboard with the depth of field on the back there, and there's no sense of scaling. It's almost like it's as blurred here as it is over there. It would be nice if it had some kind of cadence to it, you know. So I think this shot, I would say that it's your weakest shot of the showreel, and I would really even say that I would probably remove that shot, because I think it really brings down your showreel quite a lot. Okay. So I just wanted to give you like, now keep in mind that I hope you don't get upset by my comments, okay? I am very blunt, so when I have to say something, I do say it, and I do feel like these are proper commentaries that I should give to your showreel, and I hope you don't get upset by hearing them, and I hope you don't get I hope you don't get really like annoyed of hearing them. I'm trying to give you constructive feedback, okay? That's always what you're going to get from me. You're always going to get constructive feedback, never bad feedback. So Hope that makes you like. I don't want you to be upset. Sorry, just have to like move something here. Okay, cool. So other things. Let's move on to the next one here. So next one here. See here. This shot here. So sorry, I still can't see this correctly. For some reason, my computer is giving me the wrong color space on this thing, and I don't know why. It usually doesn't do this kind of stuff. For some reason, it's just making it really strange. For some reason, I'm not really sure why. Well, anyway, I'll look into that later. So this shot here, I think you did a good job. I think you have a good track now. Is he? Okay, so going back to this showreel. So I think your tracking is not bad. You know, there's a couple of things that I would say in terms of compositing itself. So you see here when you look at your screen when you photographed it, right? So if you play it back, here's my tip for everyone on this stream. Always look at the real shot and use that as your base, okay? So the real shot is the most important thing. And as you can see here, we have some kind of gray screen, right? And this gray screen, as you can see, it's making sure, it's basically bouncing into the finger, and we can see the gray on the finger there. We can also see the gray in this finger and in here. So the whole finger is actually lit up by that gray, right? And then once you replace the screen, we have a screen that has a lot of blue in it, right? And so if you look closely, you've never placed the blue there. So you see, first of all, your finger is way too bright to the screen that we have there, because the screen was gray, right? So it was really strong. So first of all, you have to reduce this light a little bit. And the other thing you need to do is you need to make sure you can bring in some blue tonality into it. I would actually start by bringing some blues into this mid-tone here on the finger, and once I'm done with this blue tone, maybe then lower it ever so slightly, because it's missing the light interaction. Okay, I really want you to make sure you do that. So I hope you've liked my comments. And then last but not least, at the very end, you have your name and everything, email and everything. And I think this is great. What you should do, though, is the showreel that you're going to send, the showreel you're going to send to your application. You know, if you're going to send the showreel to apply to a company, you then should have all of this information except the softwares on the beginning. So I would recommend you to cut that intro. And basically, the beginning should just be Domenico Carella, Nuke Compositor, and it should have your email. And you should remove all these logos and have them on the beginning. And then at the end, you can just leave this as it is, okay? So that's my feedback for your showreel. Recapping this thing, I would recommend you to start with, see here. I would recommend you to start with this shot, because it's your best shot. I then would say that you should go to your second best shot, which is this one. Always start with the best stuff you have. So start with the rooftop, then go to these girls then. Then after that, maybe move on to the first shot that you've made. And then after that, move to this shot. But if you're going to move to this shot, you need to address this shot. This shot has a lot of problems, okay? So if you want to keep this shot in the showreel, you have a lot to do to make this shot work, okay? Just want to make you out there. And last but not least, let's get into the phone, which is not a very interesting shot, but it's a good shot and regardless. So that's my feedback. I hope you've enjoyed my feedback. Hope that helped you. Yeah, I hope that helped you. Now, going back to the shot, that because then I've neglected Amir. So Amir says, thank you for your opinion. In fact, it's a whip, and I'm about to... It's about a meteorite entering the atmosphere. Okay, cool. If you're going to put a meteorite there, perfect. That's perfect. Because what you want to do is you want to keep the Earth and then put something else with a lot of effect. So that's perfect. And this shot I sent is kind of my MD for Earth view. Yeah, cool. yeah, put the meteorite there, work on the effects on it, work on the particles, work on the fire, work on all those things, and I think it's gonna look great, you know. So maybe look into that. Now, I hope you've liked the feedback, Dominic. I hope that helped you a bit. So let's now move on to the third showreel, which was on the beginning there. We have a third showreel. Where is it? So, and that's a showreel from Louai. So I'm gonna just go into the. Dominic says, "Very thanks you, Hugo. Very impressive this feedback. I will be very. It will be very helpful for me. Thanks for your wonderful opportunity. No problem, Dominic. No problem. If you follow my stuff, you know, I'm sure you'll be able to get a really great showreel. Okay, so let's look at the showreel from Louai Al-Bitar. I hope I've pronounced your name correctly. You know, I really hope you pronounced your name correctly. So again, let's watch this showreel, and then we'll go through it. Now, there is names here. I'm just gonna like disable my view here so you guys can see it. Okay. Just gonna disable the alerts for a second. I know I should have done this before on the other showreel, but I just want to make sure we where's my webcam? There we go. So we can see it. Okay, so let's just look at it properly. So let's start like this. Okay. Okay, cool. You have a good showreel, man. Have a really good showreel. So let's just bring this all back again. So let's repeat. Let's go through the showreel again, one by one. So first off, in here, you basically say Photoshop, Nuke, After Effects, Maya, Arnold, Mari, Substance, Painter, ZBrush. So let me ask you this. What else do you do? Because you've just listed every software. So make sure you understand that if you're applying for compositing, you need to be a bit more clever on what you're showing, because don't overstate what you can do. Are you confident that you are good at every single application you're stating here? So make sure you only talk about the real applications that you really know, okay? Now, let's start with this shot. This shot says tracking, set building, compositing. I'm going to put my thing on the other side so we can kind of see the text. It says tracking, set building, compositing, Nuke, Maya, Substance, Painter, Arnold. So here's the first thing. I really don't need to know the softwares you've used, okay? And I think you have too much text. This is way too much. I would just put tracking, set, building, compositing. That's it. And maybe put the name of the film. And that would be maybe really tiny on the bottom there. There's no point of you having so much text. And I don't really need to know the softwares because I'm asking you to be a composer. And then when I do the interview, I can ask you, you know. Now, here's the first reaction I do. I mean, I think this looks okay. But there's a couple of problems here. So,
a little bit more to the right.
A little bit more to the right. A little bit more to the left. Thank you so much, Sanchez VFX, for the subscription. Thank you so much for tier 1 subscription. it means a lot
little
to
bit
me
more to the
that
left.
someone is subscribing to the
Just a bit
channel.
more to the
Really
right.
helps and supports Hugo's Desk a lot. So thank you so much for that. I also have Dribble Blue for the resubscription 5 months. So Dribble Blue, thank you so much for that as well. Dribble Blue, 5 months in a row. Much appreciated. So going back to the showreel here. Even without talking about compositing, your texturing is subpar. You have some problems here, okay? So you can clearly see the texture quality is very low. You can clearly see it in here. Your bump is way too much, and specifically here on this area here, it almost becomes pixelated, okay? So you really need to improve the quality of the texture on at least the foreground area. The background area, you can probably get away with it, but the foreground area, you're really not getting away with it. Especially this piece of stone here lacks a lot of detail, and this one is very, very much pixelated, and this one has way too much bump. So you're basically really not working. You need to go back to substance and get more detail into this. What I would recommend you is to get some photos of stone, get some photos of dirt, and then paint in some real photos of dirt and stone into this, you know? It's just much better for you to use reality. It's much better for you to use stuff, you know? So just wanted to keep that in mind. Now let's move on to the next part, which is the compositing. So you showed the real shot. You see, especially here, you see now that I get close, all this texture that you have here, this looks literally like a video game. You have a lot of problems there. And also there's another problem. You see, there's no definition between the limit of this wall and the floor. So it looks like he's sitting in midair. You never really notice that this is a wall because you basically sitting, but you see the outline of the wall merges into the shadow. So it looks very bizarre. It looks almost like he's floating in midair. So you have a couple of problems there. You really have a lot of lack of texture in here. You have a lot of texture in there as well. And then you have a really no definition on the end of the stone. So you really kind of like, need to kind of look into that, okay? Again, I hope you don't get upset that I'm really disconstructing your showreel. That's the point of this, but really don't want you to be upset by my feedback. Now, let's get into the actual compositing. Here's the thing. I think you did a good job in keying, right? So you have him here, he's keyed and everything, but have a look at here. And remember that the plate never lies. Okay, that you should put on the t-shirt. Okay, so it's like the plate never dies. Okay, the plate never dies. Look at the depth of field, right? So when you shot this, or whoever shot this, they decided to keep the character completely focused. And as you can see, the f-stop was quite high. I know the f-stop was quite high because you can clearly see that this piece of rig here is completely, it's almost not blurred. Even these dots, the tracking markers are almost sharp. That means that you shot this really, really sharp with a very high f-stop. Now, when I go to your CG, you've decided to put a very aggressive depth of field in the CG. So you see, if I look in here, if we wait until the end, you've decided to put a lot of depth of field there and a lot of depth of field there. And I understand why you did that, but this is really not corresponding to what you shot. The problem here is that if you had such extreme depth of field, his arm would also have a little bit of depth of field, and his leg would have a little bit of depth of field, and then it would move on to the building. Because his arm and leg are so sharp, that means you still have to be sharp. What I would recommend you is to be all the way sharp, maybe until the last wall there, because I think the last wall starts to be a little bit defocused, and that would match the tracking markers you have on the wall. If I go back to the tracking markers there, sorry, just give me a second. You see the tracking markers have a little bit of blur. So that's the first thing. Always look at the plate. The plate tells you everything, okay? Now, the other thing that as well that I would say is it doesn't seem like you've used Did you actually use lens distortion? Did you undistort the plate? Because I never see any undistortion happening here. So effectively, for you to have a correct way of comping this CG with him, you should have undistorted. You should have redistorted the CG, because the CG at the moment has no lens distortion, and it's really looking strange. It should definitely have lens distortion, the CG. So you basically need to apply the lens distortion of the lens into the CG. So that's also missing. Other problems you have on your shot is the back there. So first of all, there's some kind of weird black edge on the back there on this matte painting, and your smoke doesn't look very integrated. It's almost like the smoke is too black and the sky is too yellow, and it doesn't really reflect the sunlight that we have on the character and the sunlight we have on the CG. So overall, I think you have a lot of problems on this shot, okay? You really need to work on the texture. You need to work on the quality of the texture. You also need to work on the depth of field, and you need to work on the color correction as well, because it is a bit weird. Like, it's not really fully working. Let's move on to the next shot. Next shot here, it says painting, compositing, nuke, Photoshop. Now, as much as this shot looks nice, I don't really see what you've done in terms of nuke compositing. So I understand that you did a track there and you show the 3D and then you clean everything, but the problem, here's the problem. You've darkened the shot so much, the shot is so dark, that it's completely pointless, all the cleanup you've made. Because I don't see the cleanup. There's nothing to see. The other thing I would also recommend you is that, if your objective is to clean all these people out, then you need to clean all these people out and show me the shot as it should be. Show me the shot without the people, but with the same light. And as you can see, I understand why you didn't show me that, because your shot is really not very well painted. Because if you look in here, you see, you still have a lot of shapes there, and basically you just blurred way too much. It looks okay, but it looks like you've lost a lot of detail. But if you want to show this as a compositing image for a showreel of compositing, then you need to show me the thing. And as soon as you put this color correction, I don't see anything. It's so dark that you can't even notice what it is. You even have difficulties understanding what it is. So I think this shot is definitely the weakest shot you have on your showreel, okay? So you really want to make sure you improve this shot in some way. And I think you should remove the nuke interface. There's no point of you showing the nuke interface. No one wants to see that. No one needs to see the nuke interface, okay? Just wanted you guys to make sure that. Now this one here, let's go back and wait for it again. So I've seen that you've done a little track there, and then you put in the CG, and then you put in a matte painting on the back. Again, it looks to me like you have not applied any lens distortion into the plate. At least it looks like that. And also your CG looks a bit too clean. So if you look at these tiles here, they really don't work. Like, have a think about this. You see here where you have one tile that is full, and then one tile that is full, and then the other tile is half, right? So this makes no sense. If you think about it, why would someone in construction put 2 tiles and a half, but then by the time we're here, it's only 2 tiles? So this just looks to me like they've done a really sloppy work, you know? Why would they put 2 tiles here and then 2.5 tiles there and then 3 tiles there? It just looks like your texture is cut in half. It looks really fake. So you need to rearrange this texture so that you only have 2 tiles. The other thing as well that you need to rearrange is that there is no way this stone would be so thin. It just looks strange that it's so thin and it has tiles. You see, these little tiles would be big, so it would be a bit thicker here. So you have a lot of problems on that sense. Also, another problem you have is that there's no lens distortion, there's no depth of field in it. Like, it just looks a bit too clean and too much CG, okay? Now, other things you have a problem with, especially the key. You see here, we have a lot of detail on the hair there, a lot of little flocks of hair, a lot of really transparent flocks of hair here, a lot of flocks of hair there, and they're all lost. We don't even have any of it. Like, you've basically removed almost all of it on every single part of the key. So your keying is really sharp. You see on the top there, it's way too sharp and there's no detail. And in here we even have a bit of a blur and diffuse like going into the hair. So this shot has a lot of problems. You really need to look into this shot. Another problem as well is the parallaxing, okay? The parallaxing. So you see, we have a parallax between her and the balcony, but then there's no parallaxing on any of the buildings. It's almost like the buildings are flat. So you see, this building here is in front of that building, and this building is in front of that building, and we have no parallax going on in between any of these buildings. So you really need to look into this because it's lacking that as well. And now, last but not least, this shot here. So this shot here says matte extraction, compositing After Effects for clouds. So I think your clouds need a lot of work. I definitely think that, you know, it's a nice enough comp, but there's a couple of problems there, and especially the clouds. The clouds look really fake, and your depth of field looks very fake as well. So I think this shot is not working really well. It looks very much like an After Effects shot. And then this is Roto, this shot here. Let's see here. This, I think you did a good job with Roto. Your comp, though, didn't really work really well. So if you look in here, if you think about it, there's so much light coming in. The sunlight is coming in, but then it doesn't affect him at all. It's almost like he's oblivious to the sun. So the sun is hitting, but it's not affecting him. So if you probably want to replace this with another image, because this image should supposedly have the sun coming in, but then that sun should be actually in his face. The sun should be hitting the reflection of the camera. The sun should be hitting his arm as well. So you might want to replace it with an image that has more, that makes more sense for him. And here's the second problem you have on this shot, okay? The other problem you have on this shot here is that the depth of field, you see the depth of field, how it works? We have a lot of depth of field on his arm. We have a lot of depth of field on his arm and hand. We have a lot of depth of field happening, like a lot of defocusing happening on the camera and a lot of focus on him. But then look at the background. The background is actually sharper than him, and that makes no sense. You should always, from a photography point of view, just sharpen to one place, okay? So his face is sharpened. And again, like I said, always look at the real shot to try to understand what to do with the shot, okay? So you see, this is your original plate. So if this is your original plate, just look at how defocused the background is, okay? This background, if this is the original plate, I don't know if it is, but it seems like it is. So if this is the original plate, then it's super defocused. But then once you put your new sky, you ignore the defocusing, and you literally just keep the background sharper than him. And that's really not going to work. You need to kind of work on this. So I would recommend you to replace the background and really work on the depth of field on the shot, okay? And then last but not least, the sky replacement. So your sky replacement looks okay, but you're losing a lot of detail. So you see all these leaves there. You see all these little nice leaves and all these branches. You've lost most of that detail. You need to recover that detail by doing a soft matte. Because if you look at your original plate, okay, I'm going to show you the original plate. You see here, the original plate has a lot of white, and there's a lot of detail on the branches and leaves here, and they almost glow. There's almost like a glowing feeling here. The problem, though, is that you replace it by a sky that has no glow. And so your sky has a problem on this side here. There's no glow. So you're having a lot of lack of detail on these branches. So you either need to put a sky that is brighter, or you need to basically recover more of this detail and maybe make it smaller. And the same goes in here. You're always losing a lot of detail. So this is kind of all my feedback for your shot. I hope it helped. Hope you didn't got upset by my feedback. I really hope not. I always try to give objective feedback, and I try my best to give as much feedback as I can to try to help you guys. So let me know on the chat if you enjoyed the feedback, and let me know on the chat if that helped you in any way, okay? In the meantime, let's do a break, because we should have done a break already 10 minutes ago. But I got ahead of it myself, and I started talking and talking and talking and talking. So let's do a break in the meantime. and we'll be back in 2-3 minutes, okay? So I really think that don't go anywhere. We still have another showreel to go, and we still have Silent Hill to play. So I'll be right back. I'll be back in maybe 3 to 5 minutes, and I'll see you very soon, okay? Okay, I'm back. Hope you've stretched your legs. Hope you've drank some water. So I have a lot of questions today. You guys don't shut up today. But we just reviewed the showreel, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a little bit of Silent Hill, and then we can go back into the questions that are missing, okay? So let's just play the Silent Hill for a few minutes, and then I'll return to the questions, and then we still have a showreel to watch from Sanchez VFX. And Sanchez VFX, by the way, is one of my latest subscribers. Don't forget that to support my channel, it really helps if you subscribe to Hugo's Desk. Subscribing to Hugo's Desk means that you have some really nice perks, like having access to to my special emotes. You also have access to my old streams. You can rewatch them as well, especially the workshops I do on Thursday. And don't forget that if you have Amazon Prime, it's completely free for you to support my channel. So don't forget to do that, okay? So I'm going to go back into Silent Hill for a few minutes so we can kind of like move forward with this game, because I really want to finish the game today. And then we'll go back to the questions. We have a lot of questions today. I am aware of that. Don't worry. But I will get into all the questions, okay? Don't worry. We will finish all the questions. I won't leave today until we do all the questions. That I can guarantee.
A little bit more to left. No. A little bit more to the
A
right.
little bit more to left.
Just a little bit more to the left. Just a little bit,
A little bit
to the
more.
right.
So thank you so much,
a
New
little
York,
bit more to the
New
Just a
York
bit more to the
167.
right.
Thank you so much for the subscription tier 1. Much appreciate for the subscription. I am forever grateful for you to subscribe. Thank you so much for that. Okay, so I have the key. I have a key that opens this thing, I think. Okay, so that's not that one. There's another one here, so I think it's this one here. Okay, so the key Al-Bitar. What can I do here? Ah, cool. So I'm guessing. Okay, this is okay. Generator is working. Do you want to press the switch? Oh yeah, now I remember. I couldn't get the key because there was electricity. I'm assuming now I can get the key. So where was the bloody key though? I think it was on the second floor. I think it was on the second floor. Let's just have a look if it was on the second floor. I think it was the second floor. I think so. Hope so. Oh, it's not this elevator. It's the other one. Was it the second floor? Maybe it was the second floor. Oh, I can't remember anymore. I think it's the second floor. Let's have a look. And then I have to go... Yeah, there we go. So second floor, and that was the last... Ah, what? Oh, okay, yeah, because I need the generator for going to the second floor. Oh, fuck's sake. So I need the power to go to the second floor, but... Shit. Okay. Now I'm lost. What should I do here? But if I switch off the generator, I need to go and check this because I really want to kind of finish this today. Let's see here. So, second floor and yeah, okay. So it cannot be opened until the correct key. The problem though is if I switch off, then I can't take the elevator. So how do I get back there? Well, I need to kind of like go through another way anyway. Let's go back to the questions here while I kind of figure this one out. There must be a way, so there's always a way. I just need to find it. I think I'm on the second floor right now, so I just basically need to go through the doors and see if there's any way. Well, in the meantime, I'm gonna save the game. I think that's probably a good idea. That's probably always a good idea. Okay, so I have a lot of questions here. Jesus Christ. Let's see here. Okay, so okay, Domenico says Jade Cocoon is a beautiful game, but seems that nobody knows about it. Yeah, I'm gonna have a look at it. I think I need to buy it though. So thank you so much for that tip, Dominic. Samro1994 says, let's see here. How to fix the jittering in Roto, because a CG composer, I don't do Roto a lot. Create garbage masks only. Well, jittering on Roto is created because you need to go and split your shapes. Basically, the whole trick of rotoscoping is for you to basically split your shapes individually. So basically going and splitting all the little parts of the body, arms, legs, everything, you know. So that's the whole objective of doing roto. And then you need to just go, you know, basically frame by frame, almost like every 5 frames or something like that, to try to get the shape to work. So you just need to go backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards until you make sure the shape of your roto is correct, you know. So that's really it. That's just a lot of patience. Like if you're a CG artist, you might not need to know roto, so it's always a bit tricky, you know, like because rotoscoping is like an art of itself, you know. There's a lot of work that goes into rotoscoping. So if you don't know rotoscoping very well, I would suggest you to maybe... Oh shit, I thought I killed everyone. Someone here? Yeah, there is. God damn it. I really thought I killed everyone. Okay. That's weird. I really thought I killed everyone. I guess I didn't. Okay. Okay, so they're all locked now. So, if you want to know more about compositing, rotoscoping, then you could buy a book for rotoscoping. There's a really nice book. So this book here will give you all the stuff that you need. So you should definitely buy this book. It's called Rotoscoping Techniques and Tools for the Aspiring Artist. Rotoscoping Techniques and Tools for the Aspiring Artist. If you read this book really quick, like you basically can just go through it a bit, you can basically learn how to roto with this book. So maybe have a look at the book. I think it would be a good idea for you to do that. So maybe that helps. Okay, so all the doors are locked. So what the hell? Where do I have to go then? I need to kind of go to the second floor, but I don't know how to go to the second floor because... Oh, okay. This is exactly where I want to go. Okay, so the key is here, so now I can take it. Excellent. Now I have the key. Okay, cool. In the meantime, while I have the key, and I found the key, another question here. So let's see here. God damn it, another one. I have a feeling I'm using too much bullets, and then I'm gonna regret this, and I'm gonna regret using all these bullets, because I'm gonna need the bullets for the final boss. I'm assuming we have the final boss coming soon. Oh, god damn it, leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Okay, I need to go here. Okay, so now I have that key that I was missing. So now... No, it's not here. Oh yeah, I guess I need to put the generator back, right? Because I need the elevator. Yeah, I guess. Well, I don't know if I need to, but I guess. So next question here. ACAMXP says, Hugo, I'm your Patreon, but I don't have your Skype. How do I get it? Just message me on Patreon. I can do that. I know you've messaged me on Patreon, Akam. You just need to understand that I get... hundreds of messages every day, okay? I am sorry that I haven't responded to your message yet, but because I have... oh, sorry. Again, I forgot about the game. God damn it. Sorry about it, guys. So, sorry about that. I hope it wasn't for a long time that I was... oh, yeah, it was just like 2 minutes. Okay. I hope you guys weren't bored to death there. Anyway, so my answer to you here is... Like I said, I always have a lot of people emailing me and messaging me and sending message me all the time. So don't be upset, ACAMXP, because I can't keep track of everyone. So I know you've messaged me already. So you just basically need to message me again on Patreon, and I will send you the Skype. But having said that, I only do the Skype calls with our, people that are Patreons for the top tier for Showreel support, and also we do the Skype when we do group calls with Q&A. So maybe, I'm not sure, but we can talk privately about this. Loctulin is asking, can we send a reel without music? Because while losing time with that, if it's watched it muted anyway. Yeah, you can definitely send it without music. You don't need to put music at all. Like I've had a lot of people that sent me showreels with no music. I think you could put music. There's no point of not putting music. Oh shit! What is this?
Going according to plan. Sheltered in the
Sorry, Linny. I'll talk to you in a second.
But it's not done yet. Half the soul is lost. That is why
What the hell is happening here?
And what soul remains captured in that husk is buried deep down in the subconscious.
Are you trying to say it won't work? That wasn't our agreement.
As I remember, I've played this game a long time ago. I think it was about a year ago. I think this is the last cinematic before the last boss. So I think I only have to do the last boss now.
Never fear.
Not sure I'm going to be able to do it today. We have so many questions still to go through. Not entirely sure I'll be able to finish this. But I'm going to try.
Unless we get the other half of the soul.
We'll use a magical spell.
We'll use a magical spell.
Child's pain. It's sure to come.
Jesus Christ. Well, I'm going to continue answering your question, Lenny. So you definitely can skip the music if you want to, but it's not completely important. Like, you could put music. I'm just saying this because a lot of times we remove the music, so I don't want you to spend too much time trying to figure out music to put it in and wasting time putting a lot of music, and then turns out that no one listens to it. So maybe just select the music really quickly and just put it in and don't really think much about it, you know? That would be my advice to you. So let me put the shotgun though, because I think we're gonna go in the final boss. Oh fuck! I only have three. Shells though. That's not good. So what is this? Alessa. Okay, so that's Alessa. Can I do anything with Alessa? I guess I can't do anything. Okay, so Kaiser7 is saying, how do you roto those hairs? The hair and the blonde woman sat on the sofa in Domenico's reel. Well, basically, Kaiser7, the way you roto those hairs is you either try to do a key, or if you really need to roto the hair, you could use individual bezier. So instead of using a shape and closing the shape, you can use lines, because the roto spline tool in Nuke allows you to just do lines. So you can just use a line and then not close it, and that would be just one pixel line. So that's how you do it. You use basically splines that are not open, that are not closed. That would be how you do it. So Sanchez VFX has a showreel for me to have a look. I did say that I wasn't not gonna do any more showreels. So Sanchez, if you have a little patience, I will watch the showreel at the end. Okay. So sorry about the web link. Dominic is asking, which is the best approach? The first approach to get a job when you are a junior. So what do you mean? Which is the best approach? The first approach to get a job when you are a junior. Well, you need to like be a bit more specific, Dominic. The best approach to get a job when you are very junior is to basically apply to the company as an intern, or to apply to the company as a junior. You could apply as a runner, you know. So that would be the best way to apply to a company, as an intern or as a runner. That would be my advice to you, okay? And I think that I'm done with the questions. Yeah, I'm done with the questions. Look at that. I'm done with the questions. Hey! I didn't play the Yugo game yet, no. Akam XP says, for Roto, which software is more powerful, Silhouette or Nuke? So Silhouette is much more powerful for Roto, but most people just use Nuke because it's just easier to get into it. So I would say that maybe have a look at Silhouette, but maybe consider that most people use Nuke for rotoscoping. I know, for example, in India, a lot of companies use Silhouette. So we used to use Silhouette. Silhouette used to be used a lot on Framestore. I'm not sure if they still use it. Okay, I'm gonna save the game because I think this is the boss. This is the final boss. I hope we don't get the sound glitch that we got before. The sound glitch is really annoying. And that means I have to like mute the game, which is really annoying. So I hope we don't get the sound glitch. Okay, so I'm assuming this opens the door. Okay, the door is unlocked now. So one last question. Did you play the Yugo game? No, I didn't. No. That game looks horrible. I am gonna play it soon, don't worry. Let's see here. Domenic asks, the music is really getting tensing now. Domenic asks, because it seems that this showreel is not working to get a job. Well, Domenic, your showreel is missing stuff. So let me just pause the sound here. So Domenic, I think your showreel is not giving you a job because you're missing stuff. Now, here's the thing, and this is for everyone on the chat. If you really want to be a compositor, you need to focus on having keying, advanced keying. You need to focus on having advanced rotoscoping. You need to focus on having rotopaint. You need to focus on having painting, wire removal, patch removal. Those are the tasks that you need to have in your showreel. If you don't have a lot of good work in roto, keying, paint, and wire removal, then your showreel would not be good enough to apply for a compositing showreel. Like, you need to have the necessary skills as a compositor to become a compositor. So your showreel needs to have all of that. Okay, just wanted to put it out there. Okay, Rai put. Let me just see if I can pronounce your name. Raj Putimashu says, how gray and chrome sphere are helpful for compositing? They're not for compositing, Rai. They're basically for CG compositing. So they're basically helpful for the lighting artists on 3D. So the lighting artists pick up the grayscale sphere and the gray chrome ball, and they use them to reference their CG. So what usually happens is that you, on your CG scene, you basically have the real balls you shot on set, and then next to it, you have the CG balls, and then they can compare to see if they've matched the lighting. And also, it's very useful for you to match the direction of your HDR, okay? So compositors don't really use gray or chrome spheres. It's the lighting artists and CG artists that do that, okay? So that's what I would say. So Louai IB says, Hugo, if I applied your feedback, is my reel okay to get a job? You're missing stuff on your showreel, okay? I don't think it's still enough. You need to get more keying shots. You need to get more rotoscoping shots. You need to work in your rotoscoping and keying skills. Otherwise, you'll never get a job. So try to find extra keying shots and extra rotoscoping shots, okay? So, yes, and Sajals is absolutely right there. It's really only a reference tool, okay? The spheres are reference tools for lighters, so they're not really for compositors. And Sajal says, these days I see gray sphere and chrome balls on 3D modeling and texturing reels, not even changing the HDR to see if the materials are working in the lighting conditions. So, yeah, don't see the point when HDR is just rotating. Yeah, you're right. Like, it's absolutely no point whatsoever. I think it's really important for you to put the spheres if you have placed the actual model into an environment. So if you've placed the model in an environment, then the spheres are useful because then you can check if they are correct, okay? Okay, so let's move on to Silent Hill. So apparently I'm going to go to the last boss now, so let's wish me luck.
Come along. No. No. I don't want to.
I don't want to.
Do what Mommy tells you now.
I don't want to. So guys, we finally did it. We are on the final boss.
Send me a teeny
So let's see if we can finish this now. Good luck. Thank you. So I'm gonna go to the final boss now. Let's see what happens. I hope the sound glitch doesn't occur. I hope we can hear the final boss.
Everyone happy.
Can't believe we're finally finishing this game. I really hope I can finish it, man. I did save, so we'll see. I only have 10 minutes left on my stream, so we need to kind of wrap up this stream. Ah, come on.
Yes, I see. Maybe Mommy has been wrong.
Have you played The Last of Us? Yeah, I have finished Last of Us. Last of Us is one of my favorite games of all times. I have played The Last of Us on the PS3, first when it came out. And then I finished the PS3 version. And then when they released the PS4 version, I also finished the PS4 version. So I finished Last of Us twice. It is an amazing game. And I can't wait to play the sequel. I just can't wait. But right now, the game that I'm really looking forward to playing is Death Stranding. That's really the game that I'm really looking forward to playing. Okay, so this door doesn't open. Okay. This door doesn't open, so what's going on here? I guess I go downstairs. Okay, so what's going on here? Now, I have no recollection of how to kill this boss. So I'm sure I'm going to be dead very quickly. I hope not.
Dahlia.
Well. To think you'd make
Death Stranding is by far my most anticipated game for this year,
Where's
man.
Cheryl?
I can't
What
wait.
have you done to her?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
I've seen her many times restore.
Cyberpunk as well. I can't wait to play Cyberpunk. But Death Stranding, man, I just can't wait. Death Stranding looks amazing.
Don't you see? She's right there.
She's right there. Don't you see?
That's absurd.
Is this going to take too long?
You are the only one who
So much talking on this game.
Why?
Guys, I'm boiling here. Look at the temperature. We're reaching 30 degrees, 0.7. So basically almost at 31 degrees. I am boiling here.
since that terrible day.
I hate the heat, man. I hate it.
Kept alive.
SS Track says, will you make a composting stream? A compositong stream. What does that mean?
From which she never
If you mean, will you make a composting stream? I do composting streams every Thursday. Yeah. So guys, remember, Monday we do gaming streams. Thursdays we do nuke workshops. So that has been like that for months now. Every Monday we do a game stream with a Q&A, like today. And every Thursday we do a composting reel, a composting workshop. So it's composting workshops on Thursdays, and Mondays we do some gaming with Q&A and showreels. Oh, I've lived in Sweden, man. I've lived in Sweden, and it wasn't nice. It was too cold for me. It's way too cold. I lived in Sweden for 3 years. They are talking so much. I'm gonna just skip this because I just want to get into the boss. Sorry guys, I had to skip this. They can't shut up. I hope we don't have the sound glitch again. Okay, so what's going on here? Oh, what the hell? Oh, that's great. So how much damage that gave me? Oh, okay, it's already red. Okay, just started, already red. Great. Am I even killing him? I can't even see him. Jesus Christ! And every time I get hit, it's like red. Okay, so I have 7 first aids. Oh, we're screwed, man. We're screwed. We're screwed. Am I even killing him? I can't even see him. Jesus Christ. Ah! I can't. These games are so obtuse, man. These games are so obtuse. Where is he? Oh, yeah, here he is. I can't even see him. Like, can we even see him? Why is he hiding like this? It's like a demon or something? I can't even see the demon. Do I ever see it? Like, What's the point of not? This is the thing. I don't have a. Oh, we don't have any more bullets. Okay, I need to like use the. God damn it! Don't have any more bullets for this thing. So I need to use the weapon now. This one here. See. Do I need to put another one? No. This is gonna be tough, man. Because I can't even see him. Can't see shit. Oh, okay. Is he dead? So it's some kind of monster. Okay. Some kind of mythological figure. Oh, did I kill him? Did I kill him? Oh, shit. I killed him. Yes! I killed him. Really? Was it this easy? No, it can't be this easy. I guess it is.
Daddy.
Finally finished Silent Hill. That's awesome. Okay, guys, so this is my favorite. This is one of my favorite games ever, Silent Hill 1 for the PS1. And here's the game. So that's the game we've been playing. We've been playing Silent Hill for the PS1. That's my original box. That's the game we've been playing. We're actually playing on the original hardware today. So we're actually playing it on a PS1, on an actual PS1. So thank you so much for joining me for these 12 streams. We did 12 streams to finish Silent Hill. And it's one of my favorite games. And I really recommend you guys to play this game. This game is amazing. Obviously, we talked so much during the game that you couldn't really... You never really saw the game properly. This game is highly atmospheric, and I really would recommend you to play it properly. Especially with, like, without any lights. And I'm going to lower the sound here. You especially might want to, like, reduce the lights, and it's a really good game. It was super easy, though. Cool. Well, thank you so much for watching. Here we go. Now we have a nice cinematic, and we're going to finish the game. Can't believe we finished. Can't believe it. The hell is that? I am so happy right now. So happy. This is now, I think, the 5th time I finished Silent Hill. You should know, though, that Silent Hill has 4 different endings. I think it's 4. Is it 3 or 4? I think it's 4. 4 endings. I can't remember which ending this one is, but there's multiple endings. And this was one of the first games ever to have multiple endings. Look at that, guys! We have the credits there! Yay! I am so happy with this right now. Just in time to wrap up the stream as well, because we've been running for 2 hours and 20 minutes now. So just in time. So I need to start the 6 endings. Okay, cool. Thanks, New York. 6 endings. I really need to start thinking about what's the next game. Really need to start thinking about that. Cool. 4 plus 2 hidden. Cool. No, we're not gonna play all the other endings, no. Because unfortunately, Sigels, for me to get the other endings, we need to play the whole game again, because there's a lot of different things that help you to finish the ending, you know? So I'm not gonna do that again. Yeah, man, Mark, the soundtrack of Silent Hill is amazing. Really would recommend anyone to listen to all the soundtracks of Silent Hill. They're really good. I have like a little box with all the CDs, with all the soundtracks. Amazing musician. Akira, and I can't remember his last name. It's Akira something. I can't remember his last name. But yeah, he's really, really good. It's probably going to show up here any minute, because we have all the sounds here going on. I'm gonna leave the credits rolling, because these people, man, deserve a round of applause, man. They are amazing artists, and you guys need to remember this game came out in 1999. This game is absolutely, or 2000. Maybe it's 2000. Wait a minute. Maybe I'm lying to you guys. I think it's either 99 or 2001. Sorry, yeah, it's 2000. So this game came in the year 2000. So this game is 19 years old. So congratulations to all these people, because these people are amazing. SS Track says, is that a DT770 Pro headphone? Yeah, it is. This one is the 77 Pro 80 HM. So yeah, that's the one I have. I love these headphones as well. They're really good. This one is 80 HMS. So this is not the 32. This is the 80 one. I really like this headset. I have a leftover question here from Binari Latin. I'm a 3D artist just getting into compositing, but one thing I can't understand is how to balance how much to do in 3D and rendering versus how much to do in compositing. How do you balance these two parts in a shot? Well, to be honest, like, it really depends on the shot. Like, if you have a lot of farm available, if you have a lot of rendering power available, you probably want to try... Oh, this is the ending now. Just a second. I'll answer in a second. What the hell is happening here? Is that it? That's funny. Now they have a little trailer. It has outtakes. They put some outtakes on the game. That's amazing. That's a good music. Yes, Akira Yamaika. And you know, the funny thing is that I've met him once. I already met him once. He's a lovely person. He's a really nice guy. I met him because he went and did a concert here in London where they played all the Silent Hill games soundtracks. And it was an amazing concert. If you guys ever have the opportunity, you should watch his concerts. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. It's like the outtakes. It's really cool. Harry Mason. And I think now it's over, right? It must be over now. Okay, cool. So that's why the boss was so easy, because the game isn't easy. I played the game on easy. Don't forget that I did say this on the very beginning, that I was going to play the game on easy. The reason for that was because, you know, I was going to talk with you guys, and I was going to, like, you know, do the Q&A. So I wasn't going to want to do the game on hard. So that's why. If I normally play this game on normal, I don't really normally play the game on easy. So I got the good ending. I saved 48 times. I continued 5 times, so I died 5 times. I played for 18 hours. I walked 7 kilometers, run 16 kilometers, found 151 items out of 204, so I failed a lot of them. Defeated 92 enemies by fighting, defeated 41 enemies by shooting, and basically have some styles here. And my rank is 3 stars and 2 small ones, I guess. 3 stars and a half, I guess. So it wasn't very good. I've done better. I've done 4 stars and I've finished the game better, but it's good. It's good. It's good enough. It's just so you guys watch it. You should go ahead and do it yourself, you know. Yes, please. Want to save? And I'm just gonna leave the game for now. Cool. Excellent. So I'm gonna save the game in here. New Fear. Okay, so now it says to play again. Of course. Why wouldn't you want to play it again? It's Silent Hill. Cool. Excellent. So thank you so much for joining me with this. It was a really cool game to play with you guys. I can't wait to play some more games. So let's wrap up this stream because we've kind of finished the game. So the question that you were saying versus the 3D compositing and the 3D rendering it on 3D on using it on comp. So I think it really matters what kind of thing you're doing. Let me give you an example. So, imagine that you have very short deadlines. If you have very short deadlines, then maybe you consider doing a lot in compositing, because in compositing you have some fast turnaround. You can tweak things really quickly. Now, if you have a lot of... Yeah, well, I'll go into Sanchez VFX reel, don't worry. I'm just answering the question first, and then I'm going to go to the show reel, and then we're going to wrap up. So, if you have a lot of time to deliver in time, because it's always a matter of having very, very few hours to do something or a lot of hours to do something. So I think the balance between if you do it in 3D or you do it in comp depends on the deadline, depends on the budget as well, and depends on the complexity of your shot. Okay, I just wanted you guys to know that. Now, I'm going to close off for questions. We won't do any questions anymore. Let's just go and do Sanchez VFX showreel, okay? So we're wrapped up with questions. Let's just do Sanchez showreel. I'm going to just jump in here to his showreel. So George Sanchez has kindly sent his showreel. I'm going to mute the showreel like I usually do, and let's watch it first. Okay, so George Sanchez, your showreel is really good. Congratulations, your showreel is really awesome. So I'm gonna be very honest about one thing. Like, I think your showreel is really good, and I think you don't really need much of feedback. I think you have a terrific showreel. So I'm gonna give you some feedback, but the feedback, please keep in mind that it will be very much nitpicking, okay? Because I do think you have a very strong showreel. So I think anything that I will give you as feedback will be nitpicking to make it even better. You know, that will be my advice to you, to make it even better. So first shot. So I think this shot looks great, and everything in the shot looks okay. There's only one thing that stood up to me that wasn't working, and that's these particles that come out of the flower. For some reason, they look like they're not tracked correctly. It's almost like they look like they're moving in some really strange way. So I'm not really sure what it is, but it looks like they slide a bit. It's almost like you've tracked them to the flower or something. And if this is a disperse of particles, they shouldn't really be tracked to the flower, because they should just bust out and then be in the middle of the air. So I think by having them tracked to the flower, it looks a bit weird, because they should be floating in the air. That was the only thing I would say that this shot made me look into. Now, having said that, I do think you have better shots, and you should always start your showreel with your best shot. You know, that's the most important thing to do. Now, let's move on to the second shot. This second shot is also very nice. You did a really good job with the wire removal. You did a really good job with the rotoscoping and also with the compositing in CG. I think I have really not much to talk about. I think the shot looks terrific. And I mean, it's very hard for me to judge the grain. It's very hard for me to judge the edges, because I'm just looking at a Vimeo compressed file, you know. So obviously, it's a bit hard for me to really notice if it's perfect or not. You know, so it's keep in mind that I would want to see it on a big screen, and I would want to see it in detail and zoom in to really see if it would be perfect. But I'm, of course, nitpicking. These are the kind of things that I would do if you would come into an interview. I would zoom in and really look at all the edges. I would look at the grain. I would look at everything. But the shot does look good. I think it looks very good. Let's see the rest here. This shot here looks pretty damn good. Like, I think the CG of it's all very well integrated. This one also, the light interaction looks really good. These fires and particles look terrific. I think you did a really good job. I really don't have much to say. You know, don't really, again, like, I just don't want to nitpick too much. The only thing maybe that I would say is that a lot of times when you look at fire tends to be slightly less saturated. So fire, because it's so warm, it usually has less yellow and more white. People sometimes forget that. So maybe I'm just nitpicking, but I would say that may be a little thing there. Now, in this shot, I have a couple of things that I would like to say. So you see here, you have a massive explosion, right? Like, this explosion is massive. First of all, the simulation is not very good. Like, the simulation looks a bit fake. I don't know if it has to do with the black point. You know, the black point doesn't really fit in. So first of all, and also it has a lot of blur. So you have some kind of weird depth of field going on the explosion. So, for example, if you look at this building, the building is all sharp, but then the explosion is blurred. So it's almost like you've applied too much blur to the explosion, or you applied too much depth of field. The other thing as well is the black point. If you look close, you see the black point, like the dark areas on the buildings and the dark areas on this building on this side, it's really pure black. And then the black areas of your explosion are not black, they're very gray, so I think your black point is off. And especially if I would scrub the f-stop and the gamma slider, I think you would find that your black point is not correct. The other thing as well is the light interaction. So you see, this is a massive explosion. We have a huge amount of light, and there's almost no light affecting the building. So if we had such a big source of light here, it would have affected the whole front of the building. And as you can see, the building still has black points. It still has all the dark areas. So it's almost like this window here is as bright as the window over there on the top. And that's not correct. These ones are supposed to be darker, and these ones are supposed to be brighter because the explosion is affecting that window. So I think, in essence, I think this is your weakest shot. You really need to work on this shot to make it really perfect. And I think you clearly see it here. You see we're missing an entire light interaction pass here on the bottom of the windows. We're just missing it. It's not there, you know. So, and also your reflection looks a bit fake as well. This reflection doesn't match. It's almost like you have too much blur, and then the reflection has way too much blur. So because you see the way that you have the wind, like if you look at the window's reflections, you see the clouds. The clouds are really blurred, right? But the explosion is so close to the window, it would not be defocused. So your reflection only gets defocused if it's far away from the object. So that means that it would only be defocused if it would be really far away from the glass. If the reflection is so close to the glass, it would always be sharp. So that's another thing that I would adjust as well. So I think by far this is your weakest shot of your showreel, you know. This shot is terrific. I think you did a really good job with the paint and the rotoscoping. I think it looks great. This shot also looks really good. I really don't have anything to say. I think you did a wonderful job. I don't have much to nitpick. These shots are terrific. The snow and the gathering of the snow looks really cool. The the build-up of snow looks really awesome as well. So I think you did a wonderful job there. And these shots here look really cool as well. You've applied a lot of things. This shot is okay, but it's probably the weakest shot you have, you know, because it's just some eyes with some particles. This shot is a good shot. You removed the wire really well, and then you did a good job with everything else. I think these are shots really good. So if anything, I would say that I would definitely fix the explosion shot, and then maybe rearrange the well, maybe not. Well, I don't know. I think the showreel is terrific. I just think that explosion shot is probably the one that you're missing a trick there, you know. So, but really good work, man. Really good work. And like I said, I'm really nitpicking, okay? I'm nitpicking a lot. So, but yeah, Sanchez says, yeah, the 3D explosion that was given was not the best to work with, and I was under a tight deadline on this. I agree 110% with you. Yeah, that's fine, Sanchez. You know, deadlines are deadlines. I'm assuming this is a real production. If it's a real production, then there's nothing you can do about it. But here's my advice. If you don't have the assets anymore, then maybe, you know, you can't fix it, and that's fine. Then you need to make sure you need to tell your interviewer, like whoever is interviewing you, you need to explain those things, because otherwise they'll think that you are a bad compositor. So you either explain to them that this was not the perfect shot, or if you have the assets, I would recomp. I would basically build my own reflection, and I would build my own reflection, and I would fix the blur. Now, if you don't have the assets anymore, I think you have plenty of good shots on your showreel. You really do not need that shot. That would be one thing I would say. I don't think you need that shot because you have everything else on your showreel. So if you don't have the assets anymore to fix them, I would skip that shot. Now, another thing I wanted to say, and I'm going to switch to this thing here. The other thing I wanted to say is that I think you're missing keying on your showreel. It doesn't seem like you have a lot of keying. It would be nice if you could maybe find some keying for your showreel, okay? Maybe see if you can find that. So yeah, but I hope my feedback worked for you. Really hope so. And I hope you weren't too upset about my feedback. Really hope not. I don't want you guys to be upset, you know. But hey, I'm just trying to show you, of course, all the feedback. And I think that's it, really. That is it for today. We don't really have any more questions. Cool. I'm glad you're happy, Sanchez, and thank you so much, Sanchez, for being a subscriber of my channel. Means a lot to me. And thank you so much for that. So I think then we're gonna wrap up this stream. So we've watched a lot of showreels today. So thank you so much for being here. And as always, don't forget, you guys can support my channel by subscribing to my Twitch channel. You know, so if you want to do that, just feel free to subscribe. And don't forget, if you have Amazon Prime, it's free for you to subscribe, okay? It's completely free for you to subscribe onto my channel. So I hope you've enjoyed all of this. In the industry, okay, Sanchez VFX says, not upset at all. In this industry, you have to learn to take criticism. That's right. Loctolini says, very interesting to hear the feedbacks. No problem. So New York 167 says, thank you for the Q&A. Well, thank you so much for spending this afternoon with me, guys. Thank you so much. I forgot to show you my t-shirt today. Look at my t-shirt. This is the original Donkey Kong from the arcade. So thank you so much for that. So I'll see you on Thursday. Don't forget, Thursday we have a workshop. We're going to finish the BBC project, and we're going to start the home front shot. Don't forget, we're going to start the home front shot. So Sajal just asked me, did you see Dreams? Yes, I have Dreams on PS4. I haven't really tried it yet. I didn't have time, but I have bought it, and I need to try it. I haven't done that yet. So I will do that, and I'll let you know. So, okay, I'm going to leave you guys to it. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget, Thursday we have a workshop. We're going to finish the BBC, and then we're going to move on to basically talking about the home front shot. And we're going to start comping the home front shot, which is a really nice shot, don't forget. So Thursday, make sure you're here to watch the home front compositing starting. So I'm going to leave you guys with an intro to another really wonderful TV show that I used to love when I was a kid. Thank you so much for everything. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Have a great evening. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Theorizing that one could time travel within his own lifetime, Dr. Sam